He goes sideways all the time.
He does, yeah.
Yes, that's right.
He's on YouTube. Just if you go to YouTube, key in Simon McKinley,
Oh, well.
and it'll come up with the best sideways driving I've ever seen.
Yeah. No, we do I go sideways.
Totally good. Right.
And Mark II Escorts.
Yeah.
Noble Cadets as well, remember that?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's right.
They're very fond of
Anything
it.
small engine, small, nippy
Yeah.
front engine, rear drive car.
Mhm.
Right, okay. Make sure you're aware of the brake pedal position there, by the way, Jonathan.
Yeah. Don't
Make-
use the left foot.
Don't use the left foot,
Yeah.
and just take your foot off the brake and put it back on the gas pedal just for a second, so you can see exactly the relationship between brake and accelerator.
Okay.
Is that good?
Mm-hmm.
Jolly good. Right, okay. Running a bit late. They keep doing these half-hour drives, which I don't mind doing.
Mhm.
But if you imagine, we get an hour back to back.
Yeah.
One per Mr. Smith and Mr. Brown.
Mhm.
We've got a little changeover time, which is about 5 minutes either way.
Yeah.
You know. But if you do it on a half hour, the changeover time is just the same, 5 minutes, and then you do 3 together, and we're now running 50 minutes late.
Yeah. Understand. That's fair enough.
Right. Yeah. So if you're happy with everything, we can get driving.
Mhm.
You can move the seat forward or back, whatever you want to do. Really. And
I
you've got,
think I'm okay, yeah.
and you've got a little control here. You can move up, down.
That's fine, yeah. I think I'm okay.
Good.
If I go down, I might adjust the baby later on, but I think I'm okay.
Yeah. Try to see how you get on.
Okay.
That's the gear lever. Obviously, with your foot on the brake sticking into gear, you need to jiggle it all the way back to the drive position. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And then take your foot off the brake and it will go forward.
Okay. I'm going left, right?
Get round to the right. That's it.
Knowing these guys. Last time I drove a flappy pedal gearbox, it's my friend's M3, and I went to the first change up and actually hit the washer jet, so
All right.
it was very embarrassing.
It's an auto at the moment.
Yeah.
Don't worry about
No,
using.
that's fine.
Using
Yeah,
pedal
I'm not
shift.
touching the door.
You'll find it. You
So
can
it's-
have a go. It's worth having a go.
Yeah, I definitely liked it, but I'd just like to just get a feel for it first.
Yeah. Just
Fine.
follow around. The access road up the middle here is quite strict, 30 miles an hour. So watch out for that.
Okay, no worries.
But what we do is we've got the top down.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things we can't do with the top down. Unfortunately, we can't do the wet circle with the top down.
Okay.
Get
Yeah,
so
so just play it
come
up again.
Yeah, that's it. Go straight up. But we can go sort of 40, 45 miles an hour around the North Circuit with the top down to give you a feel for how the car
Yeah,
drives.
that's fine.
Then we stop and put the hood back up again
That's fine. Yeah,
because it gets way too hot.
I can imagine.
Do a left turn just in front of the shelter here.
I don't need an air conditioner in my car.
You don't?
Mine's 91.
Oh, right.
So
Okay.
it's really old school. People don't like getting in if it's hot.
Yeah. That's it.
Okay.
Follow it round to the left. Nice gentle cruise round here to give you a bit of familiarisation with the way the car drives. We're driving at the moment in comfort mode.
Okay, that's fine.
It's box standard. If you have a look at the dash, actually, you can see it's got Eco 8.
All right. So the green credentials.
Yeah, Eco 8, and you'll see that'll change every now and again to Eco 4 when it's actually running on 4 cylinders
Oh.
rather than 8.
Oh, cool. It's around here, yeah.
Yep, follow it all the way round. It's always nice to get people, round the circuit,
Mhm.
nice and gently, so they don't go, they understand it a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
A bit of a straight down here to, just to show you how the car performs.
Yeah.
We've got lots of other little driving activities that will
That's fine.
give you a bit of confidence in the car, get a bit more understanding of what you're doing.
Yeah, it's a nice car. Drives lovely.
Yeah.
I see. I'm used to. See, if you're in my car now, you hear rattle, crack, rattle. Doors bounce. So I'm used to it.
Yeah.
It's 20 years old now, so yeah.
Yeah, true enough. Of course, the one of the problems with a soft top is without a chassis.
Oh yeah.
Is that the door apertures are the weakest point.
Yeah.
Aren't they?
I have a cage in mine, so it's not too bad, but it's
Yeah.
definitely rattly old car. I've had 16 years.
Oh right, okay. Do you use it on track days and things?
I used to. That was the problem until I crashed. I shouldn't tell you about it. Yeah, I did usually track days from about 2000 to 2006 to track days, then started doing hill climbs and sprints, and I crashed, which put the car in action for a bit. So I fixed it. Obviously, it was not insured for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I did $2,000 damage. But it was took the front wing out, front wishbone, blah blah. So the engine was intact.
Yeah.
So it wasn't too bad. So, but I had my first child.
Oh right.
2008, and then I put the car away for the winter, and then 4 years later, last year, I was like, I must get that car out. So she was soaring for 4 years, brought her out. She was really badly rusted in the back arches where all the MX-5s go, so I had to weld it.
Yeah.
She started first time, once put a new battery in, passed MOT, took my son to first day in school in it, and then she went away in October, now she's back March, so She went away for a while, but now she's been driven every weekend.
Oh, great stuff.
The trouble is, I have 2 kids now, and if I take one out in it, I have to stop, put the other one in, and go out again.
Oh, that's fair enough.
But she's on like limited mileage, 3,000 a year insurance class. So, trouble is, they changed the regulations for hill climbs, so I have to buy a new suit and a new helmet for going to do it again.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So it's going to be like 800 quid up front. I have to buy new gloves, so I will do it again, but maybe next year do a couple.
Yeah.
It's too dear now. I thought it was 60 quid an event. It's up to 100 quid an event now.
Yeah.
So
I always think I do appreciate the safety aspects of motorsport because I raced and it's not so long ago I had my last race, and that sort of thing costs so much, and I was getting into a big enough race where a hands device is de rigueur, well they're like 600 quid, and you just think, well, I do appreciate what they're for and how effective they are, but I thought, well, no, I'm not going to have a hands device. I'm just going to, because I've got my nice new Bell crash helmet, nice flameproof racing overalls. Spent enough money. I spent 600-700 quid on crash helmet and overalls and race boots, gloves. I was racing in brick cars. If you heard of
that. Brick cars. Yeah, there's a guy. Could you ever go Nathan Sanders?
Oh, I wasn't a regular competitor.
Oh, okay.
But I did one race, and I'd introduced a couple of drivers to this race team. And at the end of the season, they offered me the Brands Hatch race, at a nice cut down cost. So I did that. But I still had to spend 600 quid on ovals and crashing.
Well, he did an M3, E86 M3 they drove.
Oh yeah.
And brick cars, there's everything, isn't there? Everything appears on it. You saying all kinds of.
Yeah, it was good fun. I did the Brands into the night race. It's just great fun to drive.
I've never raced. It's just as you just need national nominee speed and all this stuff. I always wanted to do my race test, but never got around then. No,
well, you could easily do it, and then if you had some money, you could then do a race. You can always hire a car and race.
And hire it, yeah. And there's a wee they do in Northern Ireland they do there's a big Mark 4 Fiesta thing, Mark 5 Fiestas.
Oh yeah.
And to get saloon class, and obviously you buy them for 100 quid.
Yeah.
And you're only limited to what you can do. It's like it used to be AMG Metro Cup, and then they ran out of Metros.
All right.
So they went to Fiesta. So I always thought that'd be fun. But someone behind me.
That's all right.
Do you want me to get out of the way?
No, that's all right. We can only overtake at one position.
Okay.
But we've got to put the hood up now before we can do it.
No, that's fine. Do you want me to pull over?
Yeah, we'll make our way to the exit.
Sure.
And we'll head out the exit just to do
the only problem is I don't like front wheel drive, so it'd be good to do that racing, but then I hate front wheel drive. Just pull here.
Just pull out over here, back out to the little parking area just between the barriers there. Just over there, be fine.
Okay. He's off.
That's it. That'll do. And then we can should be able to do this. That's it.
Yeah, I have to do that with my hand.
Oh, we won't be doing that in a Mercedes. And the aircon works then, doesn't it?
No, that's true.
Trying to cool down the rest of the world.
Okay, cool.
That's it?
That's it.
Good.
Right. Gotta find reverse, I assume.
Yeah, as soon as you take your foot off the brake, no, it'll start.
Oh, it's one of those. Oh, yeah.
And then reverse is 2 notches forward.
Sorry, am I still on drive?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. Just one more notch forward, I think you're fine. 2 of you and back. That's it.
Which way am I going?
We're going to go around to the left. We'll go back onto the circuit in a minute, but we'll go around to the left.
Okay. I've heard racing's different from hill climb. I mean, the hill climb sprints are quite good adrenaline, but I've heard it's racing something else when you actually drop people. Okay, which way are we going?
We're going to go around to the left, and we're going to go in between those 2 blue cones over there. That's it. And then round to the right. Keep turning right. That will take you round. That's it. Keep turning right to the arrow on the floor there. And we're going to do just a little demonstration of how effective the brakes are under very slippery conditions.
Okay.
That surface there is about as slippery as wet snow or black ice.
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to drive down about 35 miles an hour, and when I say brake, just jump on the brakes really hard, you know, trigger the ABS and everything, so it's definitely trying to stop as quickly as possible. And also let go of the steering wheel so you can see exactly how stable the car is under maximum braking.
Okay.
Try to get, you know, try and see what you think.
Alright. It's been a driving test.
35 is good.
Okay.
As it's been light at 35
Okay,
plus.
that's it.
That's good.
35.
And brake. And you can see that the car stops nice and straight.
Yeah.
And really what all it is doing is, because you're not giving it any steering input, it's assuming a straight ahead. If the car moves away from the straight ahead position, it will brake one side more than the other to keep the car nice and straight. Okay, so we'll head out between the blue cones.
Okay.
We're going to do another little braking exercise that is more of a brake and avoid.
Okay. That's impressive.
Straight out between the blue cones.
Oh, sorry. Right, round again, yeah?
Yep, round to the right, and right again in between the blue cones. Yeah, the blue cones.
Tell me, Ken, is this one of these, is it a manual gearbox with a clutch, or is it automatic? Or?
No, this has got a twin clutch.
Twin clutch?
Yeah.
Ah, right.
So you've got, although it's sort of robotically changed, or auto, when you use manual shift, you get a nice bit of engine braking from the gearbox. Round to the right. Go round to the right. So this time our braking exercise is very much brake and avoid this time.
Okay.
So at the same sort of speed, 35 miles an hour, but this time when you brake, imagine that somebody's fallen off their push bike in the snow and you've got to jump on the brake and avoid them.
Okay.
Do a right-left manoeuvre. Keep the car within the water jet area, but see how the car is controllable. Okay. Very much like when you steer the car right, there's a fair chance the car could go into a spin, but because you have got the brakes operating in the ABS mode, with the brakes sort of working as hard as they possibly can but not locking up, it knows what you want to do and it will bias the braking according to what direction change you're doing.
Okay.
So you're going to go down there, jump on the brakes, and it's going to be a right and left. Okay.
Okay.
So bring the car to a standstill.
Okay.
Give it a go. See what you think. No more than 35.
Okay.
That's it. Nice big brake. That's it. Back the other way.
Whoa.
And you can see that. You can see that the car, even though it feels like the car's going to go out of shape, the minute you dial in that steering,
it was fine.
It was fine.
Yeah, that was great.
So straight out between the blues, we'll go and do a couple of other things now before going back to the track.
My car doesn't have ABS either.
That's the proper type of car.
Yeah. You know, it even confuses me now, because you know how modern cars have a temperature gauge. You know, it tells you how hot it is outside. Obviously mine doesn't. Yeah. And you know, I'm driving along going, I wonder how hot it is, and look, and then, oh yeah, I don't have one of them. Like I have a don't have a digital watt meter, don't have a computer.
That might probably got the temperature gauge outside. What does it say?
It's pretty hot. I think it said 30 on the minute. I saw it earlier.
Surprised me. It felt like 30 degrees.
I think it was sitting, it was on, but it seems to have gone somewhere.
Oh yeah. You see there, we're running on 4 cylinders now.
Oh, yeah, we are.
That's clever. And we're going to go in between the blue cones again to lane 2. I think the SNS is going to beat us to it. Oh, it's going straight past. That's good enough. Okay. And lane 2, so alongside that, along the right-hand side of the E-Class.
Okay.
And we're still in comfort mode, so what I'm going to do now is switch the car into sport mode, and you can see on the dash, on the top of the dash, it's C alongside the.
Oh yes.
Yeah. If we press this button once, it'll go to
S
sport mode. We can go to manual. It's got all the gears there. Comfort, but we'll go back to sport again. You can see now it's running because it's in sport mode. It doesn't have to start and stop again.
Oh, okay.
Or anymore. It'll just allow the car to run as normal.
Does it do stuff with the dampers and stuff? Does it?
It does all that, yeah. What it does, in fact, it depends on the way you drive the car. If you're leaning on it a little bit, it'll start to stiffen the car up. It does all the things you'd imagine a sports car of this nature would do. When it's sort of looking for patterns in the way you brake, steer, and use the gas pedal, and starts to give you the most appropriate gears for that sort of drive.
Okay.
Well, what sort of drive you're doing, really. So when our friend goes there, we're going to start off with a nice acceleration and braking exercise. If you look down the fence there, we've got a brake board halfway down. And we're going to accelerate the car as hard as you can. When I say brake, stop the car using full braking, full ABS braking.
Okay.
See how long it takes to stop, and also how stable the car is. Bearing in mind we're going to be accelerating as hard as we can and stopping as hard as we can.
Okay, that's fine.
And it's the electronics that are keeping the car nice and stable. Right, give it a go. That's it. And brake. Whoa! So you can see
Mine doesn't do that.
But you can see how effective the car is. It doesn't feel at all leery, it's nice and straight and allows you to use full power without the car getting out of shape. Also maximum braking without getting the car out of shape. So if you pull away now, the hazards will go off.
Oh, that's very impressive.
So we're going to go around again to lane 2 again. So we'll do another little driving exercise, which is more appropriate to the driving on the circuit.
Okay.
Is it round to the left?
So the noise of V8.
Yeah, you can't beat it.
Yeah, I can. Alpha V6s are nice, but that's the only thing that comes close.
Yeah. In between the cones. That's it. And lane 2 again. We're going to have a go at the slalom. Now, what most people tend to want to do is they tend to run too close to the buttons. You've got to remember you've got a big chunk of machinery here, and you've got to give the car time to change direction. Okay. So we're going to drive up the right-hand side of those yellow buttons, turning left just after the first one, and then right after the second one, and so on right down to the end. Okay. Have a go at it. Drive as quickly as you fancy you can get through there. Keep the car within the 2 white lines, and see how difficult it is to actually achieve that task. Okay, let's give it a go.
Oh, sorry, there's more. Didn't realise.
But you can see how.
Oh yeah, no, it's fairly planted.
Yeah. I mean, and the car is easy to do that, but also it requires a lot of you to concentrate on what you're doing, and that's what it's like driving on the circuit. So we'll nip down to the wet circle, I think, because that'll get busy fairly soon. Okay. So we'll get down and have a go at that. And you Irish are always good at the wet circle.
Yeah, I'm a bit rusty. I'll have a go at it.
That'd be good. Straight down to the end. Excuse my sniffy nose. I'm just getting over a cold and I've got a bit of hay fever as well.
No, I'm saying. I think we'll fly over and go, get a cold when you fly. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, that's right. They can say that. So how long are you in England for?
Until Tuesday.
Oh,
I was in for a week. My wife's English. Yeah. So she's visiting the in-laws. He's going around in a C-class somewhere.
Oh, right, okay.
My brother-in-law. This is Tuesday.
So there is only one on there, so we can go straight on there.
And obviously that way.
Obviously that way. Yes, good.
Okay.
And we've got the ESP switched on at the moment, and as you drive around here, just try giving it a little bit too much gas and see what the ESP does.
Whoa! That wasn't meant to happen, was it?
Well,
too much gas?
No, not necessarily. One, it's a good indication that the ESP is there to help you, not to save your life. Yeah. It will assist you with car control.
If you just overdo it.
Yeah, if you overdo it. If you're not driving according to the conditions, then you can still have an accident. But let's assume it is snowing hard and you're on your way home from work. You've got to concentrate to prevent the car getting too far out of shape. So just try giving it a little bit of gas and see what happens once the car starts to move around.
Oh yeah, it's cracking.
Yeah, it gets to a certain point and then you can't give it any more power. But being the nature of the beast being a sports car, it's allowing you a little bit of freedom with it.
Oh, felt me seatbelt.
soon
I wasn't expecting that.
As soon as your steering doesn't correspond with what it should be doing,
Yeah.
It thinks, oh, we're out of control. Yeah. But let's turn the ESP off now and see how you got on with that.
Okay, let's keep going.
Try it. Because you're used to driving fast.
Well, no, I'm a bit rusty.
That's it. Yeah, good stuff.
Car goes waving winter now, don't forget. That's my getting my racing driver excuse ready. Come back.
That's it. Good stuff. It just gives you an indication of how the ESP works and the level of grip you've got with and without it on. Obviously, the ESP on, it transforms the car into something fairly stable to drive. But you're pretty good. I mean, you're not spun yet. You've got the car out of shape.
But I marked. Oops, I'm first stop.
A little bit of room.
Oh no, she's a great car. It really is a great car. Lovely wee. I was worried about things like this would be a bit heavy and all, but
yeah.
And no, it does feel like a big spaghetti MX-5 really. Which is actually a compliment. It might maybe not take it as one.
No, the MX-5s are nice little front engine rear drive cars. They could just do with a bit more power though, couldn't they?
Well, you can get 220 out of the Mark 1 if you put turbo in.
Oh yeah. But that's like an addition, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, they made a factory one once in the early days, the BBR one, but of course the first thing to do is upgrade the brakes because the brakes are crap on them.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see, we can get a wee drift going. No, overcooked! Here we go.
One of the problems with this car, because it's quite short and dumpy, it will want to swap ends quite easily.
Okay, let's see.
That's it. More gas, that's it. Oh, not bad at all. Not bad at all.
Oh no! Well, nearly did happen. Circle. I need one of those little things that auto testers have.
A little
knobs.
steering knob, yeah.
No, I knew when I'd done it, I did wrong. I shouldn't
A
have.
little bit too sideways.
Yeah.
You're running out of steering right then.
Yeah. I'm getting muscles back. I don't know. Oh, I just know the points and what. I just know what arm I've gone too far, and I know I'm going to spin. I think with those big ones you can take the back end further out in the canvas.
Well, because this is short and dumpy, it wants to swap ends quite happily. But the bigger, longer cars are much steadier in the way they drift.
It's the same point every time.
Could be.
Yeah.
But it does vary grip level. I mean, it's not so slippy that you fall off. It's just a little bit slippery.
Oh yeah. Oh, so I meant it's the same angle, same.
Oh, I see.
I can feel when
Yeah.
So I got so far I can go. Right. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, too much power. Take the recycle the water here, dude.
It sort of gets
it'd be quite expensive otherwise.
We've run out quite a bit in the summer.
Oh yeah, well it is. 1, 2, 3. Oh,
That's pretty good.
That was the edge, I felt.
We'll exit here and we'll finish off on the track.
Okay, no worries. Oh, straight.
We could go that way, but rules is rules.
Oh yeah, it's frowned upon.
We're doing a left just in front of the shelter coming up here on the left.
Okay. Oh, the indicators are there as well.
Yeah, that's the speed limiter and the cruise control.
I don't press that.
Has it got a light on there?
Oh, yeah, no, I don't think so.
No, that's all right, because that indicates it's on. Okay. So round to the left. And this time we're driving obviously with the hood up, so it's a little bit less intrusive.
Okay.
But it's very much about forward vision, using the car properly, understanding the limits of grip and where to place the car and all this sort of thing. You'll probably be okay with this.
Fingers crossed. Well, it's got, how much horsepower has it got?
Sorry?
How much horsepower has it got?
In what respect?
The horsepower?
Oh, I think it's 380. No, 360.
360. 200 more than I'm used to.
Slightly heavier than MX-5.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, ton, isn't it?
As we turn in here, this will take us into the hairpin. It's quite a tight hairpin, but it's not so tight you can get all the cars around it. That's it.
Oh yeah, right.
Goes on a bit, doesn't it?
It does.
Let's see.
Oh, got a couple of friends.
That's okay. Right way to go around. That's it. And you've got quite a nice smooth style. It's probably your motorsport interest.
No, I'm just scared.
No.
Yeah, I've done. I mean, I'm doing like this for. Let's see. 2006 last time doing like this. It's sort of come back to me a wee bit.
Yeah. What sort of accident do you have?
It's very embarrassing. I actually crashed after the finish line.
Well, it does happen quite a bit. You tend to lose your concentration. And
I basically went over the finish line, and then what I did move. This sounds like I'm making excuses up, right? But they moved the finish line because there was after the finish line there was oh, someone up. Do I pull over? Oh, well,
yeah, only at the circuit entry and exit.
Yeah, sure. They moved the finish line because further on there's an oil tank. And they didn't want people going over and hitting it.
Yeah, yeah.
So they moved it down a bit, and then when I went over, I mistook
over the broken white line. Yeah.
Okay. They had countdown boards as back out again.
Yeah, if there's nobody coming, that's it.
They had countdown boards at braking points.
Yeah.
Stop after the red.
Yeah.
The orange red thing. So I kept the foot down, thinking that thing had the last braking point.
Yeah.
Was the finish line. So I went over it and then went, uh-oh. Turned, couldn't understeered through a fence, and then came out again. It's quite a spectacular accident.
I bet it was.
So I went for a wooden fence, and then started to come out again, and that would have been fine. Then hit the concrete post of the fence, which crushed the front wing, and hit my tyre, which then bounced me into a tree at the other side.
Oh dear.
But it was alright. I wasn't actually hurt.
Good.
So that's the main thing. But that prepaid to that for a while.
Shame.
Yeah. The car wasn't written off because it just wrecked the fishbones and the wings, so the actual structure was sound, so obviously I had to pay for it myself. So. And someone in a 205 mid-engine rally car did exactly the same thing this after me, so it didn't feel so bad.
No.
And the next year they put the finish line back to where it was because obviously it was a bad idea.
Yeah. But the sort of driving I get people to do here is as I said before, is about forward vision. using the full width of the road, not so much but your side of the road in theory.
Okay.
So going from the turning point across to the middle of the road, and then hanging on to the middle of the road until you change direction the other way.
Okay, that's fine.
And it's all about forward vision, slowing the car properly, so you use brake on most of the corners here, getting the car at the right speed, getting the car turned in, and accelerate it out of the corner. But no, nothing is done to excess. It's all progression.
It's straight, isn't it?
That's it.
Sideways, isn't it?
The trouble is, on dry time, the cars have got a lot of good mechanical grip.
We're not going to try.
You've got a car looking to overtake it, so position the car over the broken white line, get him through. Sure. That's it, and off we go.
Indicators still on?
Sorry?
I think the indicators are still on. Yeah, I think I know.
You'll get out doing a bit more racing in your car.
I'm hoping to, yeah. It's just this cost, really.
Yeah.
When my daughter starts school next year, and that's two kids, young kids, both me and my wife working. We were paying £1,000 a month in nursery fees.
Really?
Yeah, so that sort of stopped me as well. But
What an exit here.
sure. I'm hoping she starts school next year, so that's free up £600 a month. So yeah, I think it'll be well.
Round to the right, we'll make our way back to the building. But nicely driven, though. Well done.
Thank you.
So you're flying back
Tuesday.
back in time for the marching season?
Oh no,